Part 2. Okay, got a question for you, ladies and gents. Who among you would want Holly Willoughby as a friend? Hands up. My hand's not going up, by the way. Who would want her as a friend? Well, I'll tell you now. We'll go with two people. We'll go with old Philip, and we'll go with Stephanie, his dear wife, who I feel extremely sorry for. Philip's in both camps. Philip would want her as a friend the day he comes out as gay and tells his truth. The day that she says she's never been more proud of him, ever. He would want her as a friend the day he first tells her that he's having an affair with a much, much, much younger gentleman, or gentlemen, because there probably is more than one. I would guess, he said the day that he came out that Holly has known about this for a long time. She's been his confidant, if you like. So she may have known for 2, 3, 4, 5 years about it. I believe many in the media did. His wife obviously didn't know, did she? No. She probably found out a week or two before his day of reckoning, the day he told his truth. The day that it was put to him that if he doesn't go on live TV and tell his truth and then do a full expose in the press, that they were going to expose him, not an editorial in the press. Is that the right way? It doesn't matter what the word is, does it? So she was very, very proud of him that day. She kept his secrets for a long time. Now, this is the thing that concerns me with old Holly here, by the way. She was happy to play along with him and keep his secrets for many months, maybe many years. Because let's face it, ladies and gents, she was getting on, wasn't she? He gave her the gig at this morning, he championed her. On the back of that, she also got the Dancing on Ice gig, again, with him. She was going places, and it was in the main because of old Philip. She's got a fella, is it Dan Baldwin? Does he run a production company? And very successful too. She's doing bits with him now. He'll have been saying to her, look, you're doing well with Philip. Ride the train while it's still working out for you. Ride that train. Let's get to where you can. Then when it all went Pete Tong, and we realised these things were going to come out a week or two ago, and they really were going to come out, and they're coming out like a steam train now, because there's going to be more. He's been saying to her, pull away, pull away, pull away. It's going to affect you, this is going to affect you. We don't want to struggle from the fallout of it. So what does she do? She falls out with old Philip. She tells the producers, the people behind the show, it's him or it's me. She knows she's in a strong position. She's younger, more vibrant, plenty of followers. She's doing all this with the books and the wellness, I'd say, crap that she does, others wouldn't. All the stuff with M&S, all the endorsements she has. As I say, massive following on social media. She's the go-to girl now on ITV, isn't she? The golden girl. He's ageing. He's got skeletons in the cupboard. They know he has. Yes, they protected him, but they're thinking, how much longer can we protect him for? And can we afford to fall out with Holly? Let's face it. If they fall out with Holly, there's a lot of things that she can tell the press, isn't there? Because she knows a hell of a lot, doesn't she? So anyway, what happens? She throws him under the bus, and he's gone. So I would suggest, from Philip being very happy to have her as a friend, the flip side of that is, when that friend turns, when the worm turns as it did, I'm sure he'd have been less than happy with the performance. And I'm pretty sure, even though now he's fighting with, well, he's fighting everything. It's like a sinking ship there. He's got a little pan and he's throwing the water out. He's doing the best to keep afloat and to not go under. I think he's going to go under, by the way. I think he's going to try and take her with him. I think Holly's part in all of this, is that right? The right word? Part has been despicable. It's been awful. We'll get to Philip's wife in a moment and the part that she's played with Philip's wife. We've touched on it before. I think old Dan, a fellow there that knows a lot about TV, as I say, very successful, he's known about Philip through Holly. They've still holidayed together. They've still had Sunday lunches together. They've still been all pally together. He's been happy for his wife to stay with it while she's still earning and getting on in her career. He has then advised her to pull away. Of course he has. But he's known about it all. Now, this is a man in some kind of power himself, because he's got his own production company, his own people, his own workers. He would know that it's not right to meet a young child, to groom that child, if you like, and bring it down to the big lights, and ultimately have an affair with it, because the young child is just seduced by the power and the star that is Schofield. Old Dan will know that this shouldn't be happening, that it's abhorrent, that it's all wrong. But He's been happy to let his wife play along with it while it suits him and his wife. When it doesn't, then whoa, let's get off the bus and let's throw somebody underneath it, and that's what she's done. Again, to the day that he came out, I can never ever forget them words of hers. I've never been as proud of you as I am today. Knowing now what we all know, and I'm pretty sure she knew about this boyfriends. I'm sure she knew how young this boyfriends were. She's condoned it, hasn't she? She's condoned it. She's every bit as guilty as him, for all she's not slept with him herself. She's done nothing about it. She's told nobody. She's carried on because she's been earning. Her husband, he's done all about it. The producers, this Martin Frizzell who runs everything and is a very big wheel in daytime TV, known all about lots of things to do with Schofield. Just let him carry on. They're all earning, aren't they? The show's successful. It's winning awards, isn't it? He's happy. It's shocking, Mr. Frizzell. It's shocking. I think you're not far from getting your P45. I honestly believe, I do know, I'll make this statement now, let's see if I'm right. I think Holly may not come back. I think she may lose a job over this. Because I think she's got a bigger part to play than we all know. We need to know from old Philip, what age was this boy when he first started having relations with him? And we need to know at what time, what year was Holly made aware that this was happening? And not only what year was she made aware that this was happening, what year was she told how old or young this boy or boys were at the time? I think there's people high up in ITV possibly going to go. I think there's even a very, very, very small chance this morning may not survive this. This morning could go. It probably won't, but it could. I suppose if ITV is a station, took the moral high ground and does what is morally right, they should close it down. Holly definitely probably shouldn't come back. And we'll take the last bit now. I said, oh, good grief, I'm kicking the table. As Philip is kicking the bucket. Who would want Holly as a friend? That was the question at the start. Stephanie, what was she called? Was it Stephanie? Bear with me a second. Lowe, was it? Yes. Stephanie Lowe. I think she still goes by that name for all she's married to old Scoff. She'll definitely be going by that name soon. I don't think she'll keep the Scoff name for that long. I might be wrong. Would you want Holly as a friend if you were married to Philip? Again, I've alluded to this before. I wouldn't want her as a friend. I mean, Holly has been in her company year on year going for family holidays. They've holidayed together on a yearly basis. They've cooked for one another. They've ate at one another's villas. They've been filmed in the surf, sunbathing in the sand, getting on great. They've had Sunday roast in each other's houses and at public houses throughout Britain whilst they've been back home together as families. They know each other intimately. Holly's always said what a wonderful wife Stephanie is and how much she likes her and what a mother she is and how great she is. She said all this knowing, one, about Scofield being gay, I believe, well before his wife did, but also, more than likely, knowing that he's been seeing younger boys. People have affairs in all walks of life. They do. It happens. I'm not saying it's right, I'm not saying it's wrong. But this is worse. And this is worse because it isn't just an affair, it's a gay affair. And he isn't a single man, he's married. So he's lived a lie with his wife for many a year. He's lived a lie as a lie before they got married, because he knew before he got married he was gay. He stated that already. Or thought he was gay. Well, that's a load of rubbish. He's known he was gay. Just as his brother did. He's then married her. He's then had children with her. He's been seeing a young boy or boys. He's got to this young boy or boys because of who he is and his position within ITV and with the power he wields. It's been attractive to this young boy or boys. Holly's known all of this, been complicit in all of this, and said nothing to his wife. Nothing. If she had anything about her at all, she'd have gone to his wife and said, look, your husband, for all I think the world of him, and he's helped me, he's got me, involved in TV, and he's been great for me. Do you know he's gay? Do you know he's been seeing a young boy or young boys? He's really been abusing his power because he'd have never got to this young boy without who he is. Why is the young boy of like 30 years younger than him going to be attractive to old Philip? And this time I do mean as in old. Because to the young boy, whatever age did he get, even if the boy was 18 and 19 when they finally got together, Philip would have been, 48, 49, 50? Where's the attraction there? There's none. It's just about how Phil it was. So, Holly, I would suggest you're on very, very, very thin ice now. You're not dancing on it, love. You're on it. And I think that ice might break. I'm not so sure we're going to see you back in our screens in 2 weeks' time. I, for one, hope we don't, to be honest with you. Because I think you've really, really, is soiled the right word, sullied that programme this morning. I do think you have. I think people are going to be talking about you forever and the part you've played in this and what you've known and what you've kept to yourself. I think it's always going to be thrown in your face about the day that he came out and the lovely things you said about him when you knew a hell of a lot more. He told half the truth that day, didn't he, Holly? He didn't tell his truth, he told half the truth. He told the half he had to tell. He didn't want to tell the rest. Even a week ago, when he walked away from this morning, or was pushed, as Eamon said, he was still strong-arming them and telling them he wanted more shows. A week later, when even more's going to hit the fan, he's now walked away from ITV completely. You've known about all this, Holly, and done nothing. Stephanie, how do you feel about Holly? Come on TV, tell us how you feel about Holly. Not just old Philip, but Holly. How do you feel about her part in this? I think it's been really poor, really poor. And again, I will say to these viewers, would you want Holly as a friend? Because I, for one, certainly wouldn't. What a snake in the grass she's been. Let's hope she falls on the sword as well. She deserves to. And Frizzell, and her husband, old Dan, they've all got a part to play in this, and none of it's nice.